Hello, everyone. Jackie-Tomlin here, and welcome to another episode of When Spirit Speaks podcast. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me, and thank you so much for all of your feedback. I'm going to be honest with you. Today's episode is inspired by a friend of mine that I call Izzy, as well as by TikTok. I am on TikTok at Jackie-Tomlin and the number 0. Feel free to follow me there. I do post videos often. I am not new to TikTok, but I am new to going live over there. And what I have found is the moment I go live, they are hitting me up about soulmates, twin flames, and love spells. So you know what, guys? Let's talk about it. Topic today is going to be love, determining the relationship that you're in, that you're about to enter, or the relationship that you're coming out of. Now, as a psychic of 17 years, I can tell you the number one category in readings today for me remains the topic of love. You know, everybody wants love in their life, and, you know, it's their all dying concern. So let's talk about the differences here of what we're talking about. I am constantly asked, is he or she my soulmate? Is she or he my twin flame? Or you're telling me that they're your soulmate or your twin flame? Well, I want to know if you know the difference. Okay. And I want to talk about manifesting and bringing in true love versus a soulmate and a twin flame. And we're going to talk a little bit about karmics too, because y'all are leaving that out. You could very well be in a karmic relationship. All right, first of all, let me throw out there my contact information. If you're seeking a psychic reading, if you have input on the podcast or just want to chat, it is JackieTomlin.com. Phone number is 804-731-2302. Okay, gang, let's get started with soulmates. Okay. Talking about a soul connection. Okay. Someone that it's a deep-seated connection. So is a twin flame. Okay. But it's very deep-seated, and generally, I cannot say that all soulmates are mutual. Okay. Some of them are, but not all of them. Now, the thing about a soulmate is you can have many, many soulmates in your life. It doesn't have to be your love interest. Okay. You can have a soulmate that is a friend, that is a sibling, or is even your child. Okay. So soulmates, you can have several, and it doesn't always have to be there. But let me tell you what, they're never going to come in at the right time. They generally catch you when you're distracted, when you're not looking. And sometimes, you know, when you're not looking for love and love comes in and you automatically connect that as a soulmate, that's not it. It's the deep-seated connection that you're looking for. You know, it's that whole loss of sleep. This is all I think about. Borderline obsession is what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, the difference in that soulmate and your twin flame. Your twin flame is your counterpart. It is a bond, generally from someone from your past. Okay. Could be from one of your past lives. But unlike a soulmate, you have one twin flame. Okay. Soulmates, when I say you can have many, and you can have many in many areas, you can also have many that you've connected with in your love life. Your first husband could be your soulmate. Your second husband could be your soulmate. Okay. But you only have one twin flame. That is just like, it's a twin, like an actual twin. These are very much mutual connections. Those deep-seated connections are mutual. And they're just like a twin, a regular twin. You can feel each other. You can almost read each other's thoughts and opinions and things like that. They're hard to live without. Okay. Very hard to live without. But there are many separations from a twin flame. Not easy, but separations, yes. This is your better half. This is your yin and yang. Okay. Generally, these are the relationships that I would describe that will drag you to hell and back over and over again. But they're in your life, and they're in your life forever. You know, like I said, it's a connection that is kind of hard to explain. Now, neither one of these, neither a twin flame or a soulmate connection, is to be confused with a karmic or an abusive relationship. If you're suffering from any kind of abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, anything like that, that doesn't even apply to any of these categories. It's a standalone in itself. The twin flame will always be in your life till the end. Soulmates will come and go. So I asked you, when you're coming at me and you're saying, Jackie, is this my soulmate? Is this my twin flame? Is that really what you want? Because both are the most difficult relationships out there. Okay. Both have that deep love and that deep yearning. Both will have those connections. You're going to think it's true love. And you're going to think you have found your end all be all. But you really need to sit down and decipher, what exactly are you dealing with? Is this a soulmate? Is this a twin flame? Now let's move on to this. This could also be your karmic. How many are you familiar with the word karmic or a karmic relationship? Because they come in as lessons and not lessons. Okay. Karmic relationship, they're toxic, very toxic. Again, let's not confuse the toxicity with abuse. Okay. They're based on ego. They are generally materialistic. Sometimes they can be for show. Okay. And a lot of times, more so than often, it is because one of the two of you that are getting involved in a karmic relationship just absolutely does not want to be alone. You would rather put up with the toxicity than you would be alone. It's losing your sense of self-worth, losing who your true self is. They're never smooth sailing, never. Generally problems on a daily basis. You can go through spans of not speaking. A lot of belittling to one another. Okay. And it's almost like an obsession or a habit, but it's not love. And it certainly does not reach the standards of a soulmate or a karmic. Okay. And most are built on false foundations. But more so than often, it's the fear of being alone. And they've worked on your self-esteem to the point that you feel that no one else will want you because they put that in your head. This is why you're sticking with it. This is why you stay with it. Also, not a healthy choice. Most of my singles have been through a karmic at some point in time. It leaves some deep-seated scars. It really does. Okay. Now, hopefully you can distinguish the difference in your karmic, your twin flame, and your soulmate. And if you're having problems, let's go on further with this. Okay. So now that we've discussed the top three, let's talk about the one that you want. You want the end all be all, and you want true love. So what does true love look like? First of all, no relationship is perfect. Okay. You're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to work at it every day. And that means both of you. And there's going to be some off days. I mean, do you not have off days at work? Of course you do. So are you going to have off days in your relationship? Of course you will. It's considered to be normal. But you don't give up on each other and you keep working at it. Now, in a true love relationship, you're going to offset one another. You're always going to offset each other and you're going to lift each other up. More so than anything, you can be yourself You don't have to be what the person wants you to be. You do not have to be the person that you think they want you to be. You are both allowed to be yourself. And both of you don't mind making sacrifices. It's what you do in regards to matters of the heart and in regards to matters of true love. You both sacrifice. And with those sacrifices, there's no keeping score. Okay. It's no, well, I did this for you and you should do that for me. It's unspoken. No one keeps score. This is where I'm talking about you offset one another. The biggest thing is I see that most the true loves come on a correct foundation. Okay. The foundation of true love is going to be friendship. Your BFF. Okay. Your foundation started because you took the time to get to know each other. The ins and out, the person's likes, wants, desires, before you jumped in to bam, we're in a relationship. And I see many people do it. I see it on social media all the time. They met someone and 2 weeks later, they're in a relationship. Those true love connections that are there forever rarely happen like that. Just so you know. Respect of one another is going to be huge. And you know what? They're always going to be there for you no matter what, but vice versa. You're going to be there for them no matter what, too. It's a relationship where you're going to feel safe, happy, and secure. And there again, that is very mutual on both parts. Okay, but rolling with this, 2 things are going to be key here. One is communication. You're never going to have a relationship, or that I've seen in 17 years of psychic readings, have I ever seen anyone that could communicate the exact same way. I mean, you want your counterpart, not your duplicate. You know, you want common ground, but you want enough differences to keep the relationship going. So you don't want to be exactly alike. That's just going to make things harder. But the communication is going to be key. And generally, when I take a couple and you take 2 people, I don't care how long you've been together, and I don't care how great your relationship is. One of the first things I can see is how you communicate with one another. And there's always going to be one that is more open and expressive than the other. So one of the keys to this true love relationship is finding out how your partner communicates, okay? Because this is how you're going to learn to deal with how they communicate, and they're going to learn how to deal with how you communicate. So if they automatically know that if you're upset and you need some time alone, that's kind of written in stone and life goes on. Now, another difficult thing in a true love relationship is maintaining your individuality as well as maintaining a relationship as a unit, as the 2 of you. And sometimes this has a natural flow, but more often than not, this is something you work at every day. And there again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of these true loves. You're more than willing. Both of you are more than willing to work at this each day. What do I mean by your individuality? It means if you met this person and you did this as a hobby, or this was a routine that you did 1 or 2 nights a week, you keep that as your 1 or 2 night a week hobby because that's part of you. But you're also going to appreciate what your partner does 1 or 2 nights a week too, as their individuality. You've got to find the common ground. And this is going to lead you up to what is a must. Trust is a must. Okay. And when you are in that true love relationship, trust is really nothing you have to work at. You either have it or you don't. And it comes pretty naturally for most. Okay. You have to make the effort daily. But, in a nutshell, what is true love? Okay. It's friendship, attraction, and intimacy, all combined into one. It stands alone. It is nowhere in comparison of a soulmate, a twin flame, or a karmic. It stands alone. So I think the confusion that I'm running into, and the clients and the ones that I speak with, in regards to love, that you're taking a good, solid, healthy relationship and you're labeling it as true love, when indeed you may have a good, solid, healthy relationship on Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday through Sunday is something different, and you may actually be in a twin flame relationship. Vice versa, you may take what you think is a good, solid, healthy relationship, and it's actually a soulmate connection. And I've been told, well, he can't be my soulmate because my ex was my soulmate. Well, remember, there are many soulmates in life. There's only one twin flame. Now, the ones that are in a true love relationships, I can't put a percentage. I'm not an expert to say how many of those are twin flames. Most of them are not. Most of them are not. What they went for or what they found is something that we should all look for in matters of the heart, which is compatibility. Not just compatibility, mutual compatibility. Mutual compatibility will lead you to a healthy relationship. Healthy relationship will generally lead you to true love. Okay. Now, if you are trying to heal from a relationship gone wrong, okay, psychic is not your answer. We can help give you guidance into what is coming up next, as if this is a closed situation or if you're going to have another go around. Okay. But I do recommend that you seek professional counseling, and that's not that of a psychic. Your psychic can work well with your professional counselor. I can tell you that. Okay. The other thing you need to know, the pain that you're in, it won't last forever. It may seem like it does, and it may be completely awful, and we've all been there. But the pain that you're feeling from a relationship gone wrong will not last forever. The other thing, no one can tell you how long it will take to heal from a relationship gone wrong. Not your friends, not your family, not your best friend. No one can tell you how long it's going to take you to heal. And it's not picking up where you left off, okay? This is a learning process, and one of the biggest things that you have to learn to be true to yourself again, okay? These are normal steps. Now, what I want to talk to you about is manifestation. Now, we are walking a thin line here, and again, I'm getting this off of TikTok. Love spells. Folks, there is a difference in manifestation and love spells. Okay? Manifestation is aligning with the universe and putting out there to draw into something to you for your greatest good. Okay? A love spell, you are intent probably on someone specific, meaning you are forcing free will. And if it's not on someone specific, you are just forcing love, that you are forcing free will. Okay, let's talk about if you are manifesting. Okay. What are we going back to? Compatible and mutual. Make your list of items specific. Don't leave it out there. Don't leave it an open gap. Decide what you want and be very, very specific, but also make sure it's mutual. Don't manifest loyalty and honesty and all the stuff, and it's you that's doing that, not your partner. Make sure it's mutual. And you don't want to manifest someone who is exactly like you. This is also a mistake that I see happen. Okay. You want your counterpart, not a duplicate of you. A duplicate of you is just going to create problems, and then you're manifesting a twin flame. So do not manifest the twin. Do not manifest the soulmate. Okay. But someone you're compatible with. When I say be specific, let me give you some examples here. Loyalty, honesty, attraction, interest, compatible. You want the things mutual. Okay. I have been asked, can you use physical things? Yes, you can. You can use physical items for your manifestation, provided you know the difference in manifestation and spell work. Okay. So some items that you can use. Okay. Love drawing, candles, red and white, pink for friendship. You can use articles, poetry, songs, Bible verses, rose quartz to draw in love, or you can just simply write down what you're manifesting. Okay. And there is that temptation of love spells, and I'm seeing it all over on the internet, not just one social media. It just seems to me, wow, over the course of 17 years, this is something that is really taking off. Okay. So let me say this about love spells. It's going to work. Okay. But it's going to burn hot and it's going to go cold just as quick. Is that what you want? And then I have those that come at me and say, no, Jackie, that's not how it works, because the love spell I did is for something of the long term. Okay, so now you just put out there for a stalker. Think about what you're doing, people. Think about it. Okay. You're manifesting, or you're putting a love spell out there, not to anyone in particular, but just for the universe to bring you love, and bring you love now and something of the long term. This goes right up there with that whole expression of be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Think about that. Okay. So if you're putting it out there that you want love and you want something of the long term, and it's not what you wanted, you got you a stalker of the long term. And believe it or not, I've seen this happen more often than not. So let me go back and repeat. When I say manifestation is putting out there to the greater good what you want to see happen, specifically what you want to see happen, where love spells are forcing free will. And the part of forcing free will is timing. Okay. So you've been doing everything right, and you're waiting and still nothing has happened. Don't force timing. Don't do it. It's the same as doing a love spell if you're forcing the timing of it. Are we all impatient? Absolutely. Are we all impatient in regards to matters of the heart? More so than not. But my thing of it is, It will happen, but it's going to happen on someone else's time and not yours. Okay. So I want to talk to you for a second about divine timing. If you watch my videos on YouTube, and please join me there. There are tons and tons of free readings, some just on love, most of them generals by your zodiac sign. Okay. But if you want to talk about divine timing and what I mean personally when I speak to you about divine timing, it means that things have to line up and fall in place. So maybe you're coming at me and you're like, Jackie, I'm ready. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for this relationship. I've got nothing going on. Now is a good time. Maybe your counterpart is not ready. Maybe your counterpart is healing from a past relationship. Maybe there are other things in line that you don't even know about. Maybe you have to move. Maybe you have to have a new job. There are so many maybes and so many scenarios to divine timing. So when you find that you've run out of patience and you're being pushed to that breaking point, just remember it is about divine timing. Nobody skipped over you, but they're bringing in the exact counterpart. It's one of those things, it does take time. It does take time. So on that note, I'm going to leave y'all with a couple of shout outs to my friends, to Chris and Maura. Good things come to those that wait. Guys, JackieTomlin.com. Let me hear from you. Let me know if you're enjoying this podcast. I enjoy each and every one of you, and I love hearing your feedback. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon.